On a triumphant spring day in 1885, inventor Carl Benz drove a three-wheeled horseless coach around a cinder track next to his small factory in Mannheim, Germany. The little machine, powered by a single-cylinder internal combustion engine, made 4 circuits around the track. At that moment, the automobile as we know it was born, and our love affair with it began. Transporting us to life's most important moments, cars have etched themselves into cherished memories. Classic lines wrapped in leather and chrome, eye candy forged from muscle, rubber, and the imagination. There is a place dedicated to these rolling icons, a place historic in its own right, standing as a tribute to the automobile and what it has meant to our culture. A place committed to telling the story of the social and technological past, present, and future of motorized vehicles. This place is the San Diego Automotive Museum.
You probably recognize this car from its starring role as the time machine in the 1985 hit film Back to the Future. But did you know that in the movie's original script, the time machine wasn't even a car? Hi, I'm Frankie Patino, Director of Exhibitions and Events here at the museum. What you see here is a 1981 DeLorean DMC12, a stainless steel gull-winged wedge with an intriguing history. And it's true. In the movie's original script, main character Marty McFly was transported back in time by climbing into not a car, but a refrigerator. Sadly, at the time, news stories of child accidents involving refrigerators were all too common, and executive producer Steven Spielberg feared that kids would try to recreate the scene at home. The story was rewritten, and a car that would have otherwise become a blip on a forgotten timeline became a symbol of 1980s pop culture. This DeLorean is just one of the many pieces in our world-class collection of automobiles and motorcycles. But before we get into that, it's important to understand how we got here. The museum was first conceived in the mid-70s by renowned automobile collector and racer Briggs Cunningham. The idea was propelled forward by a diehard group of enthusiasts, and in 1980, the San Diego City Council unanimously approved a long-term lease to one of the historic buildings in the Jewel of San Diego, Balboa Park. The building, originally built for the 1935 California Pacific International Exposition, had fallen into disrepair, and approximately $1 million were spent renovating it. Finally, in December of 1988, the San Diego Automotive Museum opened its doors. Since then, millions of local auto enthusiasts and tourists from all over the world have passed through them. Our constantly changing showcase has garnered multiple awards from the National Association of Automobile Museums. Over the years, there have been a lot of changes, but none more significant than our most recent undertaking. The museum has undergone a complete makeover, both inside and out. On the exterior, the building's facade has been beautifully restored to its original splendor by the Balboa Park Preservation Group, the Committee of 100. 6 years were spent tediously recreating the building's original Maya-inspired ornamental trim, and 4 large tiled murals representing California's commerce, scenic beauty, agriculture, and industry. Inside, we have completely reimagined the space. When the COVID pandemic ground everything to a halt, we shifted gears and did some grinding of our own. Under the leadership of CEO Lenny Lazinski, we took advantage of this shutdown by emptying the museum. Then we ground down the floor to its original concrete and preserved the natural patina under a durable epoxy coating. With the floors completed, we then focused on redesigning the exhibit space, creating individual areas that better represent and differentiate the diversity of our amazing collection. We're proud of this transformation, and we're excited for you to see it for yourself. When you visit the San Diego Automotive Museum, you'll see a selection of automobiles and motorcycles from our permanent collection, as well as an array of vehicles on loan from local enthusiasts, collectors, and other museums. One of the signature vehicles in our collection is Louis Matar's fabulous $75,000 car. This highly altered 1947 Cadillac set the world's non-stop endurance record in 1952, thanks to customizations that allowed, among other things, tire and oil changes while on the run.
Working outside the car is dangerous, and it must be slowed to a safe speed.
Yeah, you take it right back there.
Discipline is important in executing this maneuver safely.
Okay, bring the other tire.
If you like them fast and low, our Ladies in Red exhibit is sure to light your fire. This collection of rare and exotic sports cars features a 1966 Bizzarini P38, one of only 3 known to exist. The one in our display sports a Lamborghini engine, while the other 2 use Corvette power plants. The mention of Carroll Shelby's name conjures up images of high-performance, gasoline-burning machines, but the beast in this case is hydrogen-powered. This 1965 Shelby Cobra H2 set a land speed record for hydrogen-powered vehicles in 2001 when it reached a top speed of nearly 140 miles per hour. Only one of these was ever made, and it's part of a collection of Shelbys currently on loan to the museum. When it comes to time-honored American motorcycles, Indian is definitely a contender for the top spot, and we have some fantastic Indian motorcycles in our collection. I'd like you to meet Jim Robbins. He is one of the many docents who volunteer their time assisting visitors here at the museum. Thanks for joining us today, Jim.
My pleasure, Frankie.
So, what are we looking at here?
Well, as you mentioned, we have a collection of historic Indian motorcycles. The oldest is a 1914 C3 Twin. You'll notice it has a factory-produced sidecar. We have a 1941 Indian 440, and then one of the visitors' favorites is the bright yellow Indian Chief. This Chief was made in 1947. They made Chiefs from 23 to 1953, and it has the distinctive front and rear overlapping fenders, classic on Indian Chiefs.
I love the color. Now, we have other bikes as well, right?
Yes, we have a Harley-Davidson exhibit. We have a display of motorcycles from Hollywood stars, and then we have a very large international motorcycle exhibit of bikes made from countries all over the world. All in all, from the bikes on display here and those in our storage facility, we have a quite significant collection of motorcycles.
You mentioned the storage facility. I had the opportunity to visit the facility recently, and Jim graciously offered a ride down there in his Dodge Viper, an offer I wasn't about to pass up. This car, wow, tell me about it.
This is a 2005 Gen 3 Dodge Viper. It's got a V10 engine, which is unusual for production cars. It's got about 500 horsepower. It'll go 0 to 60 in about 4 seconds, and it'll go a lot faster than that.
I love it. How long have you owned it?
I got this car about 3 years ago when I moved to San Diego. I sold 2 other project cars in order to buy this one, and it's been a lot of fun.
So tell me a little bit about how you became a docent at the museum.
After I retired and moved to San Diego, I was looking for opportunities to give back to the community, and I've always been a car guy, so I visited the museum and met the docents. They seemed to be great guys and consistent with what I was interested in. I joined about 3 years ago, and it's been a great decision. I've had a good time.
Well, we're really lucky to have you, and thanks so much for the ride, Jim.
Anytime.
Hi, Frankie.
Nice to meet you.
Looks like you rode down here in style.
I know, right? Bye, Jim. What an amazing car that Dodge Viper is. I can get used to that. Thanks for having us today, Steve.
It's my pleasure.
So, what's your role here at the facility?
My official title is Storage Facility Manager. It's my job to make sure we're all on the same page in regards to the work that we're doing.
Tell me a little bit about that work. I see a lot of vehicles and a number of people working on things.
This facility is where we store and maintain the vehicles in our collection when they aren't on the floor up at the museum. And the people that you see, they all have one thing in common, and that's a passion for automobiles. We have about 8 guys that volunteer their time to help keep these vehicles in museum quality condition. One of the more unique aspects to the San Diego Automotive Museum is that we pride ourselves on keeping the vehicles in our collection in roadworthy condition. You won't find petrified specimens here like you might at some other museums.
Fire in the hole!
That's pretty impressive. I see a lot of engines in various stages of assembly over here. Are these part of the vehicles that are being restored?
No, actually, these are being refurbished as part of an upcoming engine display that we're planning for the museum. Some of them were pretty far gone, so we're very excited about our progress.
I can't wait to see that. Thanks so much, Steve, for taking the time to show us around today. You guys are such an asset to the museum, and I'm glad we could take a look behind the scenes at some of the amazing work you're doing.
It was my pleasure. Come back anytime.
This 1931 Ford Model A is indicative of the quality of work they do down at the storage facility. It's part of our Plank Road exhibit that tells the story of the 7-mile-long wooden road built to traverse the shifting sands of the Imperial County dunes to our east. An actual piece of the historic road is on display. Speaking of pieces of history, you might be surprised to learn that the San Diego Automotive Museum is home to one of the finest collections of automotive research materials on the West Coast. Our 2,300 square foot library features an outstanding collection of current and vintage books, repair manuals, magazines, photographs, video brochures, and vehicle press release packages, and is staffed by a wonderful group of volunteers that are eager to assist you. The museum is also a great place to host your event. Whether you're planning a small meeting for 10 guests or a grand event for up to 400, we have an array of unique options, sure to make your event a memorable one. Car culture is alive and well in San Diego. The car club scene in our county is large and diverse. One of the museum's goals is to serve as a hotspot for the local car club community. We sat down with our CEO, Lenny Lazinski, as he shared his thoughts on the subject. So Lenny, you've recently been quoted as saying the museum shouldn't just be a tourist destination. Can you tell us what you meant by that?
Absolutely, Frankie, and that's a great question. When I started here as CEO of the San Diego Automotive Museum, I wanted to return the museum back to its original intent our founding fathers had, which was to be a place for all car enthusiasts, motorcycle enthusiasts, just automobile enthusiasts in general, to really be a beacon for them to come and enjoy and celebrate all things car related and car culture and everything. For some reason, the museum lost its way over the years, and I think that I know that we're on our way back. I mean, just the very place we're in right now, the Dave Stahl Car Club Corner, paying homage to all the car clubs here in San Diego. Beautiful cars that come from local car club owners. We have a great T-Bird here from the T-Bird Club. We have an awesome Corvette right behind me that has been tricked out. Again, a local car guy. And this museum shouldn't just be for tourists. It really needs to be a beacon for all things in San Diego, all car clubs in San Diego, everything. If you're doing something automotive, we should be thought of. And that's what I mean by getting back to more than just a tourist destination.
For information on our upcoming car club events, you can check out our website or follow us on social media. As you've seen here, there's more to this museum than meets the eye, but we're sure you'll enjoy the part you can see. Oh, and at the end of your visit, you'll pass through the museum's gift shop, where you'll find unique gifts for any auto enthusiast. The gift shop offers an array of books, models, clothing, and accessories that you simply won't find anywhere else. We hope you've enjoyed this brief look at what this place is all about. Thank you for letting us show you around. On behalf of the staff and volunteers, we look forward to seeing you here at the San Diego Automotive Museum.